You've gotten to this point and you think, well, I kind of know what I'm supposed to do. But what I've found with this assignment is that sometimes people find it a little bit confusing. And so I just thought I'd take a moment with this little video and help to maybe clear things up, or maybe I'll muddy them up. I'm not sure which. Number one thing to remember about your paper is it does not have to have anything to do with Thomas Jefferson, okay? What I'd like you to do is start from something that's somehow related to Thomas Jefferson, one of those contradictions. But as long as you're starting there, I really don't care where you end. Could you end up writing about, let's say the question of, should college athletes be paid? Yeah, you probably could. For example, Jefferson had this somewhat, maybe not so conflicted view on higher education. I'd allow you to say, I started with higher education and I worked my way up to college athletics. That's fine. Really, I'm not looking to say, no, you can't write about that. But I want it to be something you can write about persuasively and write in some depth. So, don't take on a huge topic. For example, let's say you started with that topic about conservation. Jefferson was the guy that he was all about conservation, even though he didn't use that word because nobody did. But on the other hand, he was the guy that built a really impractical house on top of a mountain and had to haul water up the hill with his wagon when dry seasons came on. Okay, let's say you decide to write something in that area, and you just you basically take as your question, is environmentalism good? Well, that's a ridiculous question. That's a question you can't possibly answer. But you could answer a question like, how far should people in Kansas go in changing their lives in order to save oil and therefore improve the environment? Okay, now that's a big question still, but it's a question you could conceivably handle. You get your good sources, you try to stay focused on that question and make it a question you can actually answer. It's not a question. Now listen, this is really important. I am not interested in things where you say, well, it seems to me that. I don't care how it seems to you. Don't mean to be rude, but I don't care. I care about how you can take good information and good sources and combine those and use your good sense of logic and judgment and so on in order to say something that basically it's not just it seems to me, it ought to seem to you. And that's a little taller order, but it's something you're capable of doing. So hopefully this has put a little bit of light on this thing. If you've got questions, give me a call, give me an email, and we'll move on and see if this doesn't work out brilliantly. It probably will. It usually does.